And welcome back to the Big Fight Field channel, where we speak the truth, we be honest, and we give our takes on the Miami Dolphins. I'm recording this Thursday night, December 9th, 2021. Yes, you guys are watching this Friday afternoon. Do you see the title of the video, The State of the Miami Dolphins? First things first, my guest here tonight, I go to college with him at Full Sail University, same degree program, sportscasting, diehard Miami Dolphins fan. I'm really happy to have him back on. I'm really happy to have him on the channel for the first time and the podcast. His name is Zach. Zach, what is up, dude? How are you doing tonight? What's
Hey man, I'm just thankful to be here. Thank you for having me, Cody. I'm ready to talk some Dolphins.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. So we got a lot to get into tonight. Five topics addressing the state of the Miami Dolphins. We're on a bye, so this is why I'm doing the video this week. We are on a bye, and then we play the New York Jets next week. So, I mean, that should be
Jets, Jets.
They suck. So we should easily beat the Jets next week. We'll talk about all that really towards the end of the video. But ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot to get into, so I'm going to get the promotional stuff out of the way first. If you have not already, be sure to go ahead, check out the reaction video I did for the game on Sunday. The Miami Dolphins against the New York Giants. Dolphins won that game 20-9, 5-game winning streak. Go ahead and check out that video. Also, we did the AEW Dynamite review last night on the channel, talked about that show. Be sure to go ahead and check out that video. And also, yesterday on Twitter, I did announce that we're going to have two separate vlogs coming out on the channel. First one, December 29th, I'm going to be going down to Jacksonville to go to my third AEW show this year. And then New Year's Day, my first ever college football bowl game right down the street at Camping World Stadium with the Iowa Hawkeyes and the Kentucky Wildcats. Do you watch college football?
I'll be honest, college football is something I don't follow as intently as I do the NFL. But, obviously I know that Kentucky's SEC, Iowa, those are both two good teams from what I know. So that should be fun, dude.
Yeah, so we have those two vlogs coming up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. More Dolphins talk, of course. So let's get into the podcast. We do have a lot to talk about. So, Zach, the first thing I'm going to ask you tonight during the podcast, what is your thoughts on the Miami Dolphins 2021 season? This is your first time on the channel. Tell the people what you think, and then I will go right after you.
Man, no, it's a tough thing to say because you come into the season, you go 10-6, and you come in with some expectations. Usually, as a Dolphins fan, especially for me, growing up, I got into the Dolphins when Tony Sparano was in his final 1 or 2 years on the team, and ever since then, we've had one playoff berth. So you kind of come in every year just expecting 8-8, average 6-10, but when you go 10-6, you kind of come into a year thinking, oh, maybe we'll actually make the playoffs this year. And then, you start off 1-0, you beat the Pats. It's like, heck yeah, man, no Tom Brady. We should be able to at least win 4 division games easy. But then you lose a couple in a row and your quarterback goes down and you kind of start to lose hope. Especially at the beginning of the year when the schedule was a little tougher. We lost some close games. We lost to the Raiders in OT with a backup quarterback, and we lost to the Falcons when Tua came back, and, Jacksonville at London. So those are some games I wish we could have back, especially when you watch the team now and you see how much they're balling out. I mean, the defense has woken up. It took a Lamar Jackson to wake up this defense. And the offense is at least not turning the ball over right now, which is giving the defense not any short fields. At least if you're not gonna score, at least be able to punt and put them in, back them up into their own territory. But yeah, I mean, right now I can't say the offense is clicking. There's still a lot of woes and a lot of punts. I mean, when your punter wins Player of the Week, AFC Special Teams, I mean, it's not usually a good thing. But but I mean, 5 games. If we run the table, you never know what can happen, especially in this AFC when there's literally like 13 playoff caliber teams. There's not a clear favorite, but when you have a deep AFC like this, it's gonna be a dogfight till the 17th game. So I'm very thankful that the NFL put in an extra game so that we can sit down and watch this.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I appreciate your thoughts. I'll give mine on my perspective. So, to me, it's a tale of two different halves of the season. The first 8 games, I wanted the season to be over as soon as possible. I'm like, this is ridiculous. We lose every single week. Flores is not. Flores needs to be fired next year. Greer needs to be fired. All of this stuff. And you're right. We beat the Texans. Okay, we beat the Texans. It's whatever. But it took Lamar Jackson to wake up this defense. And the only question I have to ask is why was the defense not playing this way in the beginning of the season? I will never understand that. I will say this. If we had this defense against the Raiders, we would have won. If we had this defense against Jacksonville, we would have won by at least 2 touchdowns. And if we had this defense against the Falcons, we would have won. We're sitting at 7-6 right now. There are 2 games that I want back as victories. It's easily the Jacksonville and Atlanta game. We could be. I'm not complaining. That I'm happy we're in the playoff hunt, 6-7. But bro, we could be 8-5 right now as the top wild card team going into the bye week if we had the defense that we had against those teams. I'm not blaming it on the defense. It's totally a team effort, but man, I'm looking back at if we don't make the playoffs, I'm gonna think of those games. I'm gonna think of touching Chenault with 1 second left and kicking.
Why would you touch him?
I don't get it. And then I'm gonna think of Tua leading us down to go up 28-27 on the Falcons, and in 2 plays to Kyle Pitts, the Falcons win field goal range, and we lost 30-28. So if we don't make the playoffs, those are 2 games I'm going to be thinking about this season. But as of right now, it's really hard to be negative about this team. 5-game winning streak, one of the hottest teams in the NFL, and our schedule kind of favorable. I don't know. We will talk about it towards the end of the video, but that's my stance on the Dolphins as of right now in the season. But we are going to get into our first topic. And I was going to talk about this game Monday night, make a separate video on it, but it's a long game. I had a headache, and honestly, I had to wake up for class Monday morning. So, did you watch the Patriots and Bills game Monday night?
I did. I watched that game.
Yeah. The Patriots ran the ball. I think it was 48 times.
Ridiculous.
They threw the ball 3 times, and they won the game 14-10 over Buffalo. Okay, first off, Buffalo, I hate you. I really do. But we needed y'all to win Monday night. We really needed the Buffalo Bills to win Monday night, because if the Bills won and the Patriots lost, if the Patriots were 10-6 and the Dolphins were 9-7, or the Patriots were 9-7 and the Dolphins were 9-7, that game in Week 18 would be a win and in game. And now it looks like the Patriots are going to run the AFC, and I can't stand that. It's unbelievable. They ran the ball 48 times, and I just love how this media gives no criticism at all to Bill Belichick, Mac Jones, because clearly they didn't put the ball in Mac Jones's hand to win that game. It was all on the run game. It was all on the defense. And I thought to myself, if this was the Miami Dolphins, and this was Tua Tagovailoa and Brian Flores, and the Dolphins had the idea to run the ball the entire game. Now, granted, our run game is absolutely irrelevant. Our offensive line sucks at the run game. Philip Lindsay should help. I don't know, but that's not the point. The point is, if we say we ran the ball, the entire game, 2 or 3 passes, the media would have been holy hell, really, with Tua not throwing the ball at all. Oh, Tua sucks. Tua's a bum. All this stuff. Do you agree with me, or do you have a different idea on this?
I think it depends on the final outcome of the game, you know? I mean, obviously everybody's going to give Bill Belichick all the love because he's probably the greatest coach ever, maybe. Depends on who you ask. But especially when you win the game and you go on the road and you beat Buffalo, you know, that's no easy task. So no matter how you get it done, you know, like I said, if New England would have lost the game, sure, I think the criticism is warranted. But since they won the game, and at least both of the passes that Mac Jones threw, I'm pretty sure they both went for first downs. Or I should say both of his completions went for first downs. So, you know, I don't really have much bad things to say about Mac Jones because I've watched him throughout the year, and he's really good. I mean, he doesn't have great weapons. You know, you look at that Patriots team, and you have some good tight ends, but you got Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar, and Jacoby Myers. I mean, you're looking at wide receiver 2s at best.
Well, you know what? At the end of the day, they're solid receivers, and I don't mean to cut you off here, but you wonder why the Patriots are so successful this year. It's not because of Mac Jones. Okay, the Patriots are not. It's not. He's not. They're not successful because of Mac Jones. Do you know why the Patriots are successful this year? Because Bill Belichick had a mindset. Okay, we're going to draft a quarterback in the draft, whether it's Mac Jones or Justin Fields. They ended up going with Mac Jones. They went like, okay, we're going to go out in the offseason. We're going to get him weapons. So what do? They get Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith, Nelson Aguilar, and Kendrick Bourne. They're not bad. They're not top 5, top 10, but they're good receivers, in my opinion. He's got a strong run game in Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson. He's got a top 10 offensive line in the NFL, and he's got the best defense in the NFL. So he's got everything to be successful, in my opinion.
I'm not going to argue against that. I definitely think you have a good point. I mean, the O-line is fantastic. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. I mean, they open up holes like the Colts, you know. It's especially if you can run the ball 46 times and win a game, it shows that you definitely won the line of scrimmage, especially on the offensive side of the ball. So, I mean, obviously, it's going to be the comparison to Mac Jones. It's probably going to go for their whole career. So, you know, you hope Greer and the boys can get to some O linemen. I mean, I think Teron Armstead is a free agent this upcoming offseason. I don't think the Saints, unless they somehow finagled their way through the cap again, he should become a free agent. So, you know, you hope you can bring in a big name offensive lineman free agent because we can't seem to hit on linemen in the draft unless it's Laramie Tunsil. So
I know. So I think I'll say this about the Dolphins offensive line. I would keep developing and growing Liam Eichenberg. I think he can be something, in my opinion. Austin Jackson, I know he is not that great, but
he's a pain.
He's not that great, but you know what? If people say you got to let Tua develop, give Tua time, be patient. You know what? We should be the same thing with Austin Jackson. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you drafted him and you knew he was a project, so the expectations should not have been very high. But when you come in and he didn't even start right away, and when you come in and you're that bad at tackle, like he was horrible as a tackle. He's been playing guard recently. He's been playing a little better. At guard because he's mobile. He can get out on screens and he can pull blocks. So. But he was just horrendous as a tackle. So that left tackle spot, it's Jesse Davis. He's been here for feels like 10 years.
Oh, no.
We got to upgrade that left tackle spot, man.
No, Eichenberg's left tackle.
Is he? Is Jesse Davis playing right?
Yeah, Eichenberg was right tackle, but they moved him to left tackle. And
okay, so Eichenberg and Jackson are on the same side then.
Yes.
Okay.
And I was gonna say Robert Hunt at left guard, right guard.
He's solid.
Totally fine. He's totally fine. The problem is the center and the right tackle. Mm-hmm. Why center? Because when I saw Reader in the second quarter against the Panthers, we won that game convincingly. But we were up 21-7, and he freaking snaps the ball at Tua's ankles. And at that point, I'm like, hit the bricks, pal.
Yep.
And then Jesse Davis, I don't have to say anything to talk about Jesse Davis. He's just he's trash. He's trash.
I don't know how he's remained on this team for so. I think the reason why he's still on the team is because he can play multiple positions, but it's not like he plays any of them at a high level. He's just a replacement level starter, and that's being generous.
Yeah, I mean, he should be the sixth man. Put Solomon Kinley in there.
Yeah, I liked Kinley. He showed some promise last year, He's a big boy. He's a mauler in the run game.
Yeah.
I think it's because he's so big and not mobile. He's going to get killed by, some speed rushers in the interior line. So, but I mean, he wasn't horrible. I wish he could play some center, but I don't think centers are typically 360 pounds. So.
Nah, and we have Dieter right now, who I saw reports that he was in a walking boot after the game on Sunday. That's not a good sign, in my opinion. I don't know what's going to happen with that center position, but I like Dieter better than Reader. So,
yeah, right. How about that, Dieter Reader? Oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
No, like Dieter. I liked him coming out. He came out of a big. Was it Wisconsin or?
I think it was a Big Ten. Yeah, I think it was a Big Ten team.
Yeah, when you come out of a big school, it was Wisconsin. Yeah, when you come out of Wisconsin, you think, oh, they got some good O-linemen coming out of there. They got good interior guys coming out. But he was really bad last year, which sucked. But this year, I can say he fills in, and he's been playing okay. So, you like to see him go from guard to center and show that he's getting better at certain positions, which is really cool as a young player.
All right, we did our discussion on the Dolphins O-line. I hope it gets better because you know what? I might get criticism for this. Our passing O-line is not terrible, but we can't run the ball. Our run game is irrelevant this year. So.
Yeah, I mean, do you think that has to do with Myles Gaskin? Do you think it's play calling? Do you think it's the O-line? Do you think it's all three?
I don't know. I just don't think they're experienced that much. We had Ted Karras and we had Eric Flowers last year.
They were good.
And now Ted Karras is playing for the Patriots and Eric Flowers is playing for Washington. And they're contributing.
Yeah.
Because Flo was like, you know what? We can let the young guys let's put the young guys in there who have no experience whatsoever. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens the final 4 games of the season. But we are going to move on. One of the bigger topics, if not the biggest topic of the season so far, has been Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, and it's probably going to be the main topic going into the offseason. with him and Deshaun Watson. Again, we're gonna go through that again. My question for you, I want you to give me a simple yes or no answer. Has Tua Tagovailoa earned the right to be the Miami Dolphins franchise quarterback? Yes or no?
Wow, that is such a hard question. He's okay. He's earned the right. You asked me yes or no, so I'm gonna say yes, but let me explain.
Sure.
He's earned the right to at least be extended to the tag. So give him his 5 years. I think 5 years is plenty of time for a quarterback. So let him play out his rookie deal, sign him to the tag, and wait from there. You know, that's what I think would be the best move. I don't personally. I mean, Watson is awesome, top 5 quarterback in the league, but he holds so much baggage right now that it's not worth risking those assets, which is why we didn't do the deal, because you trade for the guy and it turns out these reports are true, then you lose, probably 3 or 4 draft picks, and at least Tua is at least a low-level starter quarterback right now. Maybe he could be more in the future, but right now he's at least probably like the 32nd best quarterback in the league. So I would say he's earned the right to be the guy at least going into the next year and 2 years, hopefully.
Oh yeah, in the next year, I think so. It's all gonna depend on how the criminal charges go with Deshaun Watson. It's all gonna depend on how that goes. If he gets charged, and obviously he's probably not going to be in the league for a long time. If he doesn't get charged, he could very well be a Miami Dolphin come next season. It's all going to depend on that. But has Tua earned the right to be the franchise quarterback? Honestly, he's playing really good right now. But honestly, I'm going to say no. And the reason I'm going to say no is because, A, I think he's inconsistent with his game. I mean, he's been consistent the past couple weeks, but also he hasn't shown that he can get the job done on the big stage. Like last year, 2 separate occasions. The Raiders game, Saturday night,
Oh yeah,
big game. They couldn't score. He could not do anything in that game. I think he scored 1 touchdown, and it was 16-13, and they took him out. They put Fitz in there because they wanted to win that game. And Fitz, my God, no look pass.
The best memory I have as a Dolphins fan might be that or the Miami Miracle for sure.
I would probably take the Miami. Fun fact, at the time of recording, it's the 3-year anniversary of the Miami Miracle.
That's right. How about that?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, but yeah, he came in, no look pass, and they won the game by 1. And then Fitz had COVID, and Tua didn't have his dad. Tua didn't have his dad with him, which was Fitz for that season. And Tua was on a big stage. If the Dolphins win, they get in the playoffs, and they got. Slaughtered. I think blown out would be an understatement. They got slaughtered by the Buffalo Bills. I don't even want to talk about that game. So.
Nope.
It's pretty ugly, but I think the kid, he has potential, but he hasn't shown that he can get the job done on a big stage. Like, if we beat the Saints, I'm not saying this, the Saints, they're crumbling right now, but they have a solid team. Their defense is really good. Sean Payton is a great coach.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Monday night game. It's a road game, hostile environment. If Tua can go in and get the job done in that game, I'm going to be really happy. If he can beat the Patriots the last week, I'm going to be really happy. If he can show me he can win these big game situations, then yeah, I think he's the franchise quarterback. So, but only time will come. Like I said, I think it'll depend on the criminal charges with Deshaun Watson. If he's charged, then he's obviously not going to be playing for a while. If he's not charged, he could be a Miami Dolphin in 2022. I'm not saying he's going to, but he could be because now there's teams. I mean, I'm not sure if he's willing to go to other teams because the last time I heard about it, he said, "I want to go to the Miami Dolphins," but hey, Carolina needs a quarterback. Cam Newton's washed.
He's washed. He's not good.
If Russell Wilson leaves Seattle, Seattle's going to need a quarterback. If Ben Roethlisberger retires, Pittsburgh's going to need a quarterback. You got all these teams opening up quarterback positions, but who knows? The off season is going to be very, very interesting, especially February. What are your thoughts on this? And then we'll move on.
I was just going to point out, wouldn't it be funny if the Steelers went from Big Ben, a quarterback that had rape charges, to another quarterback with rape charges? Wouldn't that be something?
Oh, man. That would be something.
That'd be a story. But, I mean, hopefully in February, I'd like to be talking Miami Dolphins Super Bowl. Then we won't have to, have these discussions about, next season, what are we going to do? But realistically speaking, I would like to see the Dolphins try to go into next year with Tua, give him his time, because I'm a patient fan. Obviously, I'm only 18 years old, going on 19 soon. But, I mean, obviously the older fans are going to want, Deshaun Watson. They're going to want our best possible chance to win a Super Bowl. But I think the most realistic thing to do is to stick with Tua, get him some O-line, let him get another year into the system with our trio of offensive minds, whatever the heck that means, whatever they're doing there. How do you have three people think that running a bubble screen on the 1 yard line is a good idea against the Raiders?
Oh my God. I can't, that happened, week 3?
Week 3. How is that? How I was driving home from the Jacksonville Cardinals game and I saw that and I'm like, so we had 2 offensive coordinators on the field, a guy in the booth, and Brian Flores think that was a good idea. That's mind-blowing to me. Not the points. The point is, give Tua another year in the system. Don't go after another offensive coordinator. We don't need him having a third offensive coordinator in 3 years. Let him get some stability, because that's how these quarterbacks come in and they fail, is they don't have any stability. Give him some stability. Give him another year after this year. See what he can do as a third year of the starting quarterback.
Yeah, give him weapons, like you said. If he's here next year, a veteran right tackle who's not named Jesse Davis, a solid center. The defense is complete. You don't have to touch the defense in the offseason. If you want to make 1 or 2 moves, that's totally okay. Go re-sign Mike Gesicki. Will Fuller. Yeah. Will Fuller is wasting our money right now. I mean, he's
on the team. Like, he's actually on the team. It blows my mind. He's just holding an IR spot right now, which is exactly. You probably expected that. I mean, that's kind of just what Will Fuller does.
So we don't need Fuller. Get him out of here. Honestly, in off season, we got the cap space, I think. Go get
we got plenty of it.
Go get Devontae Adams if you can.
I mean, if Aaron Rodgers ain't there, then why would he want to stay in Green Bay?
Exactly. If you can't get Devontae Adams, at least try to get Chris Godwin, because he's really good as well. So
yes, he is.
All I gotta say. Speaking of the coaching staff, you mentioned the bubble screen week 3 with 3 offensive coordinators and Brian Flores. Does the Miami Dolphins need to make changes in the coaching staff in the offseason?
No, absolutely not. Leave it be. Let them do their thing. These guys are professionals for a reason. Just be a little patient. Let them do their thing. Don't go after another guy. I personally love Flores. I think he gets the most out of the guys. He's not an offensive mind, that's not his job. He's there to get the guys ready to play on Sunday. And for the most part, at least the defense, they usually come ready to play on Sunday. And he's gotten a lot out of some of the, like Van Ginkel. Who would have thought Andrew Van Ginkel would be a key stone in getting rid of Kyle Van Noy. You signed Kyle Van Noy to this contract, and we're like, no, we don't need you. We have a guy that can do what you do, and he's younger and cheaper. So he's getting and Nick Needham, undrafted cornerback, slot corner. I mean, Flores gets these guys ready to play, and I have nothing but good things to say about him. So leave the coaching staff alone. Let them do their thing. If you're Stephen Ross, Chris Greer, just let them do their thing.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think they're going to make changes either. Maybe the one change I would make is the offensive line coach, just to get someone in there who's experienced, has coached offensive linemen in the NFL, and really coach up these young guys like Eichenberg and Austin Jackson and Solomon Kinley. Coach up those guys and make them better, you know? So I would say if there's one coach I would replace, it would probably be the offensive line coach. So that was very quick. So I want to talk about something else. I originally don't have this written down, but yesterday, news came out, Pro Football Talk, Ian Rappaport, all those guys were reporting the Texans waived Zach Cunningham. And if I'm the Miami Dolphins, we are number 11 on the waiver wire. I'm going to get Zach Cunningham if I can. If you can get Zach Cunningham, your defense is complete. He's better than Landon Roberts. He's better than what else we got? Baker.
I think they're playing Brendan Scarlett.
Oh, he's injured right now.
Is he? Oh, was it Duke Riley that I'm thinking of? Was he the one that got the block?
Riley? Duke Riley. Yep.
And Sammy Guavin, that dude's been on the team forever too.
But man, if you can get Zach Cunningham, please.
Yeah. He fits the scheme so well. I mean, do you remember we got Benardrick McKinney from the Texans, and he didn't even play a down for us this year? I think we cut him right before week 3 of the preseason. So I thought that was kind of an interesting cut, but I mean, Zach Cunningham would fit right in with this scheme, especially as a number 2 linebacker. I mean, he can't hit like Atlanta Roberts can lay the boom. That's all he can do. He gets penalties because he'd be hitting people in the helmet and people late. But Zach Cunningham can cover. He can stuff the run. I would love Zach Cunningham on this team, at least for the rest of this season. See what he can offer to this linebacker room.
Absolutely. So, again, he would fit the scheme, and I think he's only like 24, 23 years old. So, and even if you want to sign him to a max contract, I got no problem with that, you know. So, we will see what happens. So, we got 2 more topics to talk about. Then we will probably wrap up this podcast. But 2021. Let me tell you something. People talk about Chris Greer not getting it right with the draft class. He might have gotten it right in 2019. Christian Wilkins, Raekwon Davis, those guys. In 2020, it was a shit show. We drafted 2 at 5, but then we drafted Austin Jackson in the first round. We drafted Noah Benogany over J.K. Dobbins and Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Dude, we could have Jonathan Taylor on our team, who's honestly a top 5 running back in the NFL right now. He might be the best.
Right now, he might be the best. I'm not going to argue against that.
Yeah. But my point is, with all of this conversation about the past draft classes for Chris Greer, so far in 2021, it's looking great. Jalen Waddle, Jalen Phillips, and Javon Holland.
Oh, yeah.
Is the 2021 rookie class for the Miami Dolphins the spotlight of this season? Yes or
absolutely. No? Absolutely, yes. It's given us all of our promise on offense and on defense. Jalen Waddle has been the offense for this team since Tua's gotten back from injury. It's just been target after target, short game. And I don't remember who it was against, but I think was it the Jets? Or it was against somebody. He actually got a deep target it was like his first deep target since week 1. It's so reminiscent. Oh, go ahead.
You're talking about the Baltimore game. It was 2nd and 20, and he got like a 35-yard pass to Jalen Waddle.
Was it? Okay, it was the Baltimore game then. You know, it's so reminiscent of what Jarvis Landry was doing for this team. Because Waddle is second. He's tied. I saw this today. He's tied for second in the league in catches. Obviously, Cooper Kupp is running away with the league leader. But he's tied for second in catches. Yeah, Cooper Kupp. How does a freaking slot receiver dominate the NFL like that? It's ridiculous. But not the point. Jalen Waddle, he's explosive. He makes the first man miss all the time. He's an amazing route runner. He is a phenomenal route runner. He's so good. All the talk's been about Jamar Chase. Jalen Waddle's not far off from what Jamar Chase is. It's just the Bengals been winning more, and Chase is getting the long touchdowns, which is why he's getting all the hype. And then on defense, Javon Holland is a legit. He might be a top 10 safety already in the NFL because he can play up top as a cover safety, and he can play in the box. He's the ultimate Swiss Army knife safety. He's got the range to be free safety. He's got the tackling and the instincts in the run game to be a strong safety. It's so nice to have a good safety again since Rashad Jones, who was my favorite player for a long time. I love Rashad Jones.
Nice.
But I love Javon Holland. Jalen Phillips starting to come on now. It's so cool to see the young guys, contributing at a very high level for us.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. Earlier in the season, when the Dolphins defense sucked, you know what they were doing with Jalen Phillips? They were backing him up. They were dropping him back in coverage. And it's like that's not his strong point. His strong point is getting his hand on the ground, getting dirty, and going right after the quarterback. They let him do that, dude. He's had 5 sacks in these last 2 games. Yep. 5 sacks. He's got 8.5 sacks on the season. He's tied for 8th in the entire NFL in sacks. I would love to see him get Defensive Rookie of the Year. Obviously, it's going to go to Micah Parsons. He's got 10 sacks, and he has an advantage because he plays for the Dallas Cowboys. So.
But he's deserving of it. You know that. Micah Parsons is awesome.
But man, I love Jalen Phillips too. I bought a Jalen Phillips jersey for Christmas because I had to. He's playing so well right now, man. I had to.
That's awesome.
Javon Holland, he's amazing. The future of the Miami Dolphins is Javon Holland. Let me tell you something. In the next couple of years, that safety duo with Javon Holland and Brandon Jones, and it's going to be that's going to be awesome.
Brandon Jones he's polarizing, man. He's a polarizing player. I'll tell you what.
Well, he is injury prone. He gets injured a lot, so he has not played in the last 2 games. We should get him back for the Jets game, but I think the 1-2 combo of Brandon Jones and Javon Holland, it's just amazing. And then finally Jalen Waddle. I'm telling you, man, if Tua's on this team for the next couple years, look out for that connection between Tua and Jalen Waddle. Like 4 years from now, 3 years from now, you could be thinking like a connection of Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown, or Tom Brady, and I wouldn't go that far. But
man, you're making me really happy for the future right now.
Hey, we got a good future, I think. Maybe like a duo like Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill.
Bro. You're playing with fire right now with that.
Hey, Jalen Waddle does have Tyreek Hill speed. He's very fast, though. I will say this. The one play against the Giants. It was a quick slant. Did you see that slant 55-yard catch he got against the Panthers? Oh,
It was amazing.
So they did that same play on Sunday against the Giants, and he dropped it. If he would have caught that, he would have had another 100-yard game. But he's so fast. He's undoubtedly our number one receiver this year, and he has already broken the Dolphins franchise record in receptions, and he is 16 catches away from breaking the all-time NFL receptions as a rookie wide receiver. Aquan Bolden has the record with, I think, 105 receptions. So he's 16 receptions. He's 16 receptions away. Mathematically, he needs 4 catches a game. I think that's very easily. That's very easy
cake.
For Jalen.
That's cake, bro. That's cake.
he might get that by the final week, I think.
He might get that after 2 weeks. He might get that by the Saints game.
Who knows? Really, who knows? Knowing this Jets defense, if they play like they did on Sunday against Philly and Minshew Mania, we should dominate them, I think, next week. So these rookies are absolutely amazing. There's one great thing about Chris Greer is he got a massive thumbs up on the 2021 draft class with Jalen Waddle, Jalen Phillips, and Javon Holland. We got Eichenberg as well. He's not on their level, but I think he will develop to being a solid left tackle for the Dolphins. So
I hope and pray, man.
The final thing we got to talk about on this podcast before we get out of here is playoffs. I saved it for last. It's a big topic this time of the year. I mean, listen, I didn't think we were going to be talking playoffs at 1-7, but here we are, 6-7. We are literally a game and a half out from the last wild card spot. How crazy is that? Would you have thought of that at week 8?
No, never. Nope. It's ridiculous that we're even in consideration right now for a playoff spot. But it's so frustrating that you look at the AFC and you see all these 6-6 teams and 6-7 and stuff, and then you look at the freaking NFC, man, and you got Washington and the Eagles and the Niners and the Vikings. Like, come on, man. Who wants to see those teams in the playoffs? The AFC is so stacked. It's not even fair.
Yeah. I mean, the NFC right now, we would be a half game back. Like the entire NFC conference is honestly a joke outside of the top 5 teams, Green Bay, Arizona, Tampa, Dallas, and the Rams. Yep. The rest of them were jokes, in my opinion. I love Heineke, so I'm not going to criticize him. That man's balling out right now, but San Francisco, Jimmy G, I don't know. He's not their future. The Eagles suck. The Vikings lost to the Detroit Lions. They lost to the Lions.
The Lions. They should have lost to them twice.
I know.
They were right there. They should have lost twice. But Greg Joseph decided he actually wanted to be good for once.
The Saints, who are about to play in a few weeks, on a 5-game losing streak, and they're 1 game out. Like, this conference is an absolute joke. And then you look at our conference, and we got the Chargers, the Bengals, the Bills, Pittsburgh, which, by the way, we are recording this Thursday night, and the Steelers-Vikings game is still going on. Fourth quarter, Vikings are up 36-28. May I tell you, they were up 29-0 at one point. So there you go. They're only up by 8 points now.
Yep. That's the Vikings right there. Just blowing leads.
But I will talk about teams that we need to win this weekend. And Dolphins mathematical hopes of getting to the playoffs. So I looked this up today before we did the podcast of the Dolphins' chances to make the playoffs, and it gave me week by week, and this is what I got right now in the bye week at 6-7. Zach, the Miami Dolphins have a 6% chance of making the playoffs. 6%. If we beat the Jets, we will have 9%. So it's not really a big difference. If we beat the Saints, we will have a 17% chance to make the playoffs. If we somehow go into Tennessee, now that game, I'm not really nervous about now. But if the Tennessee Titans get Derrick Henry by that time, I'm going to be very scared of that game.
Yes.
If we beat the Tennessee Titans, we will have a 38% chance of making the playoffs. And finally, we complete the rest of the season, we win out all these games, we beat the New England Patriots and go 10-7, the Miami Dolphins will have a 90% chance of making the playoffs. So that's what I found out today mathematically. So I think we should take care of business against the Jets. No matter what people say about the Saints, that's going to be a tough game. Monday night, road game, Mercedes-Benz Superdome. That's the Saints. And the Saints are five losses in a row. But let me tell you, they're not a slouch, in my opinion. Say what you want, but the Saints are not a slouch. And then we play Tennessee on the road, one of the top teams in the AFC. And then we end off with New England, who is the top team in the AFC. So what do you think? Final 4 games to the season, what are your hopes?
I mean, obviously the hope is to go 4-0, but there is no looking out for the other teams. You have to take care of business yourself. If the Dolphins win out, the rest of this stuff can happen. Whatever. I want to see this team end the season winning 4 in a row, make the playoffs or not. That's going to build some momentum into next year. It's going to build some confidence into next year. That's what I just hope we can win out, especially against, like you said, even though the Jets stink, but it's still an NFL team. The Saints are no slouch in Mercedes, or I guess it's the Little Caesars. I think now Little Caesars Superdome or whatever.
But and I don't even care who the quarterback is in that game. It could be Taysom Hill, it could be Trevor Siemian.
Yeah.
I read that they might get Alvin Kamara back this week, so we might have to deal with him come that Monday night game. So they're not a slouch. So continue.
Not at all. Yeah, no, and then obviously Tannehill revenge game against the Dolphins. I look forward to the narrative of that game. It's gonna be fun. I have a soft spot for Tanny. I mean, he was frustrating, but he's such a good guy, and you want to root for him. And obviously the Pats, Tua's 2-0 against the Pats. Gosh, try saying that really fast. Tua's 2-0. But, hopefully 3-0. That'd be just great to end the season off on a W. And like I said, playoffs or not, I just want to see the team go into next year with some stability in the hope that next year we can be better than 10-7.
Absolutely. So right now, the AFC playoff picture stands as Patriots 1, Titans 2, Ravens 3, Chiefs 4, Chargers 5, Bengals 6, Bills 7, and then the outside teams got the Steelers, Colts, Raiders, Browns, Broncos, and the Miami Dolphins at 6 and 7. So going into this week, teams that we need to win and teams that we need to lose. Baltimore against the Cleveland Browns. We should be cheering for the Baltimore Ravens, in my opinion, because if the Browns lose, that's just one less team we really have to worry about. They will be tied with the Miami Dolphins. The Cleveland Browns have a rough schedule the rest of the way. They play the Ravens Sunday. Then they play the Raiders. They play the Packers on Christmas. Then I think they play the Steelers, and they end the season with the Bengals. All teams competing for a playoff spot. So we need the Browns to lose on Sunday. And honestly, I think they'll be out of the playoff picture pretty soon. But they have a tough schedule. So We need them to lose. Raiders, Chiefs. We need the Chiefs. Honestly, Zach, the rest of the way, the Chiefs are our friend. The Chiefs are our friend because they are playing the Raiders, the Chargers,
And the Broncos.
Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and the Broncos. All teams we are competing with us. So if there's one team that is our friend in this playoff race, it is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
Do you agree?
Yeah. Go Chiefs, baby. I like rooting for the Chiefs. I love rooting for Patty and those guys. So it's going to be even nicer to not have to, root against them. So go Chiefs, go Dolphins.
Sure. Tennessee, Jacksonville. We need Jacksonville this week. I don't really think that's going to happen, so I'm not counting on that. Lions, Broncos. We need the Lions to win this week. Can they pull off?
Campbell, bite them kneecaps. Come on, baby.
Can they have their magic again this week? I doubt it, but I think it'll be a close game. But we need them to beat the Broncos again.
If there's any team that will underachieve, it's the Broncos. If there's any team that will underachieve.
They are so inconsistent. Like 1 week, they'll come out and they'll absolutely destroy the Dallas Cowboys. The next week, at home against Philly, blowout. And then the Chargers. They beat the Chargers at home. That's a very good win. Next week after that, they put up 9 points against the Chiefs. So they are very inconsistent, but the next couple weeks they play Detroit. They're probably going to win that game. Then they play Cincinnati, Vegas, the Chargers, and the Chiefs. All teams battling for the playoffs. So honestly, I don't see the Broncos being in the playoff picture for a while in the long run. Giants, Chargers, we need the Giants to win this weekend. It's probably not going to happen. Jake Fromm's the starting quarterback.
Oh, baby.
I don't care if Keenan Allen's not playing. The Chargers are going to blow them out. So I don't have much to say on this one. Big game. 425 on Sunday. The San Francisco 49ers against the Bengals. We need the 49ers, in my opinion. If the 49ers win, we are a game back from the last wild card spot. That's a big game, in my opinion. And then the final game, Bills Bucks. We need the Bucks to beat the Bills, and we will be a game back from the Bills. So those are all the games we need this weekend. Before we go, I know I don't want to do this to myself. I don't want to do this to you, but I have to ask the cold hard question, the $1 million question. Will the Miami Dolphins make the playoffs this year? I will go first. As much as I would love to see this team make an absolute miracle, come back all the way from 1-7 to make the playoffs. Honestly, the AFC is just too loaded right now. The Bengals are good. The Chargers are great. The Bills are whatever. But there's some really good teams in the AFC.
Whatever.
I can't stand them, dude. I can't stand them. The AFC is just too stacked. And honestly, whether it's Tennessee or whether it's the Patriots, I can see us dropping one of those games. I don't think we're going to make the playoffs, but if I had to give us a record prediction for the rest of the season, I'm going to say we end the season at 9 wins and 8 losses. That's my realistic prediction. I hope I'm wrong too, ladies and gentlemen. I hope I'm wrong. What do you think? And then we'll end the podcast.
I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. I'm just going to say I 100% agree with everything you said. 9-8, they're not going to make the playoffs, but it's going to be a fun watch. It's going to be fun. Hopefully you go 4-0 and end the season off on a high note. It's all I can hope for. Make the playoffs or not, I just can't wait to watch the team.
Hey, at the end of the day, that's right. At the end of the day, I'll be on my couch cheering for my team to beat the Jets, Saints, Titans, and Patriots. So I say it every week. The only 2 teams I care about in the NFL during that week are the Miami Dolphins and the team that they're playing. So there you go. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up the podcast here tonight on the Big Fight Field channel. I thank you all so much for joining me and Zach. First time on the podcast. Zach, I hope you enjoyed yourself tonight, man.
I really did. Thank you so much for having me, Cody. I hope to be back on here again sometime.
Absolutely, man. Hey, if you're not working if you're not working during the Monday Night Football game and you want to come on here and give the reaction to the Saints Dolphins Monday night game, you're more than welcome to, my friend. So you're more than welcome to.
I'll be down.
Yeah, absolutely. So we thank you all for watching. If you have not already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Comment down below. You're a Dolphins fan. What are your thoughts on the team this year? Is Tua Tagovailoa the franchise guy? Is he the guy for the long term? Also, do you think the Dolphins need to make coaching changes, playoff hopes, all that stuff? Leave a comment down below. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from myself and Zach in the video. And if you have not already, be sure to go ahead and follow me on Twitter at Conlon_Joseph. Again, we are at 20 followers away until 2,400 followers on Twitter. So be sure to go ahead, follow me over there. Zach, usually when I have guests on, I ask them if they want to plug any socials they have. So if you have any socials that you want to plug, by all means, go ahead. If not, go ahead.
That's ZSmooth02. That's my Snapchat, and my Instagram is ZRing02. If y'all want to follow me, let's have some chats about the Dolphins. If not, I will not be offended.
He's also an Orlando Magic fan as well. So.
Oh, why'd you have to bring that up?
well, I am too. So
it's the pain, man. It's the pain.
Sometimes it's fun watching them. So they're a young team, you know.
Yeah, they're fun to watch. I'll give them that. They lose, but they're fun.
I gotta go to a game still. I haven't been to a game yet. I think I'm looking at December 30th against the Bucks. It's a possibility.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be at that game.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. I will be back later tonight as you guys are watching this with the AEW Rampage review with my two co-hosts, Cameron Johnson and Wesley Williams, and that'll be it for the week. So thank you all for watching. Have a good one. Stay safe, and as always, stay classy. Peace. We out of here.